God, gold, glory, and white man's burden. All the four, I know, my dear friends, is going to ring in your mind whenever you are starting to read your book on world history. Correct? Whenever you're preparing for world history, you almost always start with these terms: God, gold, and glory, and the white man's burden. That has been mostly associated with the exploration of Europeans and their discovery of new lands and their colonization. Perfect. Now, having said that, in this video, my dear friends, I'm going to apply these words, these terms that we most often associated with world history to our preparation for the prelims in the last 20 days. And why last 20 days? Because I feel with 20 days to exam, we can still do a lot, but if those days start to dwindle and become, let's say, 15, 10, 8, and 6 and all that, as you know very well, there is there is this mind trying to tell you, the game seems to be okay. Anyway, my dear friends, Vinay Kumar here, international NLP and IAS coach. In this video, my dear friends, I'm going to apply these terms that you generally associate with world history to our preparation for civil service exam prelims in the last 20 days. In fact, even though I have customized it to the prelims, my dear friends, you may apply it to any exam, any stage of the civil service exam. Is that okay, my dear friends? Super. Now, if you are a serious aspirant and who is gearing up to write prelims in the next 20 days, then this video will make a lot of sense to you. If you are, let's say, some 8 to 9 months away from prelims, most of the things that I'm going to say you may not be able to appreciate now, but still listen. It's going to all make sense to you when you're 20-25 days to the prelims, my dear friends. Thank you. Now, when it comes to last 20 days, there are some critical things in our preparation, or critical things in our life in the preparation, which matters a lot, my dear friends. Most of you must be thinking some revision notes, some recall material, and all that. I'm not going to talk about any of that for now, my dear friends. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about so many other factors which are going to be equally important but often neglected out of ignorance. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? We neglect these things out of ignorance, but once these things are considered and acknowledged, okay, and if we are able to take right actions in this direction, I can say that most often your preparation in the last 20 days becomes really, really good, my dear friends. Now, if you are ready for knowing what this terms mean and how they have been related to all those areas of preparation that most often gets neglected out of ignorance, say, I'm ready, my dear friends, I'm ready. We'll start with it. Okay, superb. Let's start with glory first, my dear friends. Now, whenever you're preparing for civil service exam, you have your glory in the mind. You have all that glamour that comes to you once you have cleared the exam. And you also see this glamour and glory extending to all your family members. This is your assumption, correct? But have you ever asked any of your family member, how does it feel to you when I clear the exam? Okay, have you ever tried to interrupt them in their work, or whenever they are in their leisure, have you sit with them and ask them, how does it feel for you when I actually clear this exam, I've got a rank and all that? Yeah, maybe you may be true in your assumption. What they're going to share with you may be very close to what you have assumed, my dear friends, but then it's still important for you to actually sit once and talk, because most of us do this. When we are 20 to 25 days to the prelims, we start to over expect from our family members in terms of being accommodative of us, being emotionally very supportive, being extraordinarily cooperative, and all that, my dear friends. Understand, I've told this in the past, I'm going to tell you again. This is your exam, this is your game, this is your life. Nobody has anything to do with it. You're doing it for your achievement, your success. So Do not have undue, unnecessary and over expectations from anyone, including the closest ones in your life, including the most loved ones in your life. Is that okay, my dear friends? Because we have this wrong notion that people in my life should support me because they share a part of my glory that comes out of clearing this exam. That's why I asked you, first sit back and, first sit down with them and actually talk it out. Does your success mean glory to them, or do they have some other definition for glory in their life? Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? So, the point that I'm trying to make here is glory, if at all, has to attend to anyone, it's you, out of your successful clearing of the exam, my dear friends. Don't ever think that since the success is going to matter to many people in your life who are your closest and dearest and nearest and all that, they will have to be super cooperative with you. They are in their lives, respect their life journey, okay? Respect the point that they are in their life journey, and if possible, try to concentrate and focus on your work, but don't have expectations from people around in life. I hope that settles glory for you, my dear friend. So glory is for you, not for others. If you are thinking it's glory for so many others, so many others in your life, and they'll have to be cooperating to you in ways that you consider as ideal and all that, no, you will be foolish at the end of the day, my dear friends. So first thing I want you to consider is this, that when I'm studying, when I have to focus on my work, it's just my goal, my achievement, and I just have to do it without depending on anyone for any emotional support or any moral support or any kind of support for that matter. Is that okay, my dear friends? Does that settle glory for you? Thank you. Second, coming to the gold, I'll come to the god later, my dear friends. You're wondering now, why is sir bringing in gold here? Yeah, we are preparing for exam and all that. You know what? In our culture, in the Indian culture, my dear friends, if you know, mm, unlike in the West, where in relationships, in closest of relationships, the word honey is used. Okay, so unlike in the West, where honey is often used to call someone who is nearest and dearest, in India we use gold in the native languages, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? To call, to call our loved ones, we use this nickname which has gold in it. Okay, for example, in Kannada, my dear friends, we generally use this word chinnu. Chinnu is something to do with gold. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? So someone as valuable as gold in life. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? So I'm talking about this gold in your life, my dear friends, your girlfriend or your boyfriend. I understand you are in a permissible age group for having boyfriends and girlfriends. You are in your prime youth. You are in the most fascinating times of your life, and all this means you must have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. All that is understood, my dear friends, but then don't allow them to screw up your exam. Do you get that point, my dear friends? Okay, see this, look at this, my dear friends. Now, gender neutral, I'm going to just use the word girl here, but if girls are watching and listening to this video, then you may put boy in that place, my dear friends. I want to ask to you this question. Do you want to achieve your goal, or do you want your girl? Now that's not the right question to ask, because you want both. I know very well. Both, one is your exam goal, another is the goal for life. Correct? Agreed. I appreciate your loyalty, your faithfulness, and all that. Notwithstanding that, 20 days of time, you really need to ask this question to yourself. 20 days. I'm not asking you to do this for 20 months, my dear friend. Just 20 days. When you are 20 days to the prelims and you have a nagging girlfriend, you have I mean, again, when I say girlfriend, for a girl who is watching this, a boyfriend, someone who is pestering, someone who is nagging, someone who is interfering too much with your work, someone who is too demanding, Even in times like this, someone who's over expecting, even in times like this, I have this to say, my dear friends. Out of my 15 years of coaching experience, watching closely what has happened to people who have had relationships, and you know very well where the experience mostly flows from. Okay, let's not make it explicit now. You have to muster all the courage along with compassion to tell your boyfriend or your girlfriend, look, for 20 days, forget me. Know this, I don't exist on the planet. I have to concentrate on my goal and I just want to achieve it. That's it. You need to have guts to be able to say this, my dear friends, and muster all of it for now, or remain with guilt and regret for life. It's as simple as this, my dear friends. See, right now you need to really ask this question to yourself: goal or girl? If you choose goal over girl, trust me, after you clear prelims, both will be there for you. Yeah, your goal will be there, your girl will be there. If you don't clear, 99% chance both will not be there. You know why? It's not that your girlfriend is going to leave you because you did not clear. Because the number of times you will criticize her for not cooperating with you, she'll not feel like being with you. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Is that okay, my dear friend? So you need to choose whether you will be an emotional soundboard to her now, or will you be there for her emotions for the life. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? That settles, I think, the question on gold for you. Is that clear? So we did with the glory, which was to do with our family, friends, and all that. We did with the gold, which had to do with our girlfriend, or you know, if you're a girl, boyfriend, or whatever, my dear friends. Okay, and third is God. I see this happen with most aspirants. All of a sudden, they start to become very religious when it's close to exam. They would be chilling, super materialistic people, freaky people. All of a sudden, my dear friends, the exam comes and the pious, the religious person in them comes to life. That spirituality, I don't know, from somewhere comes and attends to every cell of their body. And they start to think it's all yours. Yeah, that is the worst form of being resignatious, my dear friends. Trust me, God is not waiting for you. God is not waiting to see you come and tell him a hi and all that. There are so many people already doing it for him. Neither God is waiting for your coconut, your banana, and all that, my dear friends. God means abundance. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? No, why I have to explicitly mention this is we have a very, what do you call, guys? We have a very fractured, very fragmented understanding of who God is. Okay, we think God is someone who falls for all these cheap bribes. Seriously, I'm sorry I have to say this, my dear friends. That is not who God is. God is epitome of abundance. God is epitome of disposition. Okay, He just gives. He helps you if you're helping yourself. If you're working on yourself, if you're taking right action, He's always there by your side as a force that will ensure you reach where you have to reach. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friends? So please don't start thinking, hey, in my dream, I started to see myself in Tirupati. I started to see myself in this place, this pilgrimage center, and start booking a ticket to go there for the next day, or start thinking, some curses. No, that's not how it works. First, ask yourself a question, my dear friends. If you are an IAS, if you are someone who is competent enough, capable enough to be an IAS, would you have a mindset like that? Then don't have it now also when you're preparing for the exam. Actually, if you can remove all the filth and shit out of your mind, seriously, my dear friends, if all the resistance out of the mind is removed, then God will reside inside of you, because He finds it as a temple. He finds inside of you. He feels it, like a home. So He's going to be there all the time with you. He's not, I mean, you don't have to go in search of him somewhere. I see people do this, my dear friend. They will have some segments to revise and recall. They will swap it with going to some temple or mosque or whatsoever, my dear friend, because they feel, okay, if I don't go to God, then no, that brain is vulnerable to all these comforting things as it gets closer to exam. But don't fall prey to it, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Be super focused. Be, be matured enough to know what matters to me now, what is useful to me now, in real sense to my preparation, what squares up to my preparation, and just do that. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Does that settle glory, gold, and God for you, my dear friends? Thank you. And now, just like the white man's burden, an aspirant's real burden when it is just 20 days to exam is the problem of plenty and the shining object syndrome. This is his greatest burden. This is his or her greatest burden. Problem of plenty and shining object syndrome. Now, what is this? When it is 20 days to exam, every Tom, Dick, and Harry institute is releasing material after material, revisable material, recallable material, 100 topics only, most see, what I have to tell you is, my dear friends, then all the things that you studied till now for the last 6 months, what was it? Was it useless? Was it nonsense? No, right? You studied the useful things. Then please do the revision and recall of it before you touch any of the other things, my dear friends. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Don't burden yourself with too much of material and getting overwhelmed with that, and allowing it to give you evidence that you don't know. No, this is a time you take evidence for yourself that you know a lot. I'm not asking you to build up some pseudo confidence, my dear friends. See, whatever you would have chosen to study would be standard books. If you don't know which are the standard books, see, if you go and watch my video, one of the previous videos that I did in just the last 2 months, my dear friend, there is a video like this: 50 days to prelims, what should be done, and all that. Watch that video once. There I talk about how exactly to prepare for prelims, where I say God lies in the details, and I say less is more. Follow that, my dear friends. Less is more. You want to multiply your marks, you will have to subtract the material that you will read. Seriously. Got that? If you want to multiply, not just add the marks that you will get, but multiply, then you will have to subtract the material that you read, but read it more times. Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? There is no point in reading it more times. Okay, now instead do revision and recall with it. Got that, my dear friends? Are you connecting to what I'm trying to tell you? Superb. So with this, let us get up to, superb preparation for the last 20 days to prelims, my dear friends. Bear this thing in the mind and make sure you're coming out with flying colors on the day of exam. Thank you very much, my dear friends. See you all in my next video.